The Kitchen Chemistry Outreach Project and these video diaries have been sponsored by the Royal Society of Chemistry. My name is Stephen Ashworth and I work in the Chemistry Department at the University of East Anglia in the UK. I'm in South Africa from January to April 2013 working with SciFest Africa, the National Science Festival, to deliver chemistry and physics outreach right across the country. On the way from Newcastle to Johannesburg, there is some lovely scenery. Not what could be said of the road surface, which left a little to be desired in places. It's Sunday and I'm in Johannesburg. My GPS took me to the wrong place last night first, but I eventually found my guest house. Today I'm going to have what I hope is a well-earned rest, although I will have some video editing to do and I've got some admin that needs to be taken care of. The rest of the week I'll be working at the Science and Discovery Centre here, which is called SciBono, and I'll find out exactly what they have in store for me when I catch up with them tomorrow morning. Well, I've arrived at SciBono in Joburg and I just have to find out where I need to go. I found my venue. Now all I need to do is set things up. Everything is ready. What's missing is the audience. Once the audience is all seated and comfortable, I can get going. We find that when we give molecules energy, they tend to take up more space. In most cases, this is true, and which means the molecules that are hot, like the water from my kettle here, take up more space than the molecules that are cold, which means they're less dense. Now here's a little experiment we can do to show that hot water is less dense than cold water. Now the coloured water, it's coloured blue, is hot, and first of all I'm going to take that and invert it over the cold water. So I try and make a seal. Only this is quite hot. I'll try and make a seal so I can tip it upside down, put it on my cold water, and with a bit of luck there's been some mixing but not a great deal. See that some of the hot water escaped into that lower glass, but in general the dark blue water is staying at the top. Now if we do that the other way around, we take this cold water, which is much easier to handle because it's cold, and I can tip that upside down and put it on here. We can see that immediately the hot water is trying to stream into the top glass, which means the cold water from the top is making its way into the bottom glass. Now these two in a few minutes will be the same colour, whereas these two will remain very light blue and a very dark blue. Well, today's my last day at Saibono Science Centre in Johannesburg. It's now 10 o'clock and the first school was meant to be here for a show at 9:30. So I've got everything set up in the background, as you can see, and now it's just to wait until that school is able to get here. I have another show immediately after that, and then this afternoon I'll be training the staff all on kitchen chemistry. There's been a slight change of plan, and I'll be flying back to Port Elizabeth tomorrow because the equipment that was meant to be here for me to do training tomorrow hasn't yet arrived. Everything is packed now, ready to be left at Saibono while I'm at SciFest in Grahamstown. I'll come back to pick it up later. Before leaving the airport in Johannesburg, I did a 30-minute radio interview by telephone. The flight to Port Elizabeth was uneventful, and then the drive to Grahamstown takes us past the Kerabos salt pans, where salt is manufactured. We catch a glimpse of at least one of the chamois giraffes, and after about 1.5 hours, the 1820 Settlers Monument hoves into view. For more information, please look at the blog or follow #KCT2013 on Twitter.